Hey everyone. For those of you who know me, you know I don't do this very often. I'm actually fairly camera shy. But I wanted to start off the year with a video, and I want to kind of make this a recurring thing. And it's about a topic that I'm really passionate about. And I've become really passionate about recently. So every year I choose a word. It kind of defines my year. It's either a theme or something that, again, kind of guides me when I create kind of like the remainder of my goals. You know, something that kind of like gives me a little bit of intention. This year, my word is vulnerability. And I want to let you all know that, you know, when it comes to me as a person, I haven't been very vulnerable, because with vulnerability also comes authenticity and transparency. And if you look at my social media, you know, we live this great life. Everything's good. It's kind of like a highlight reel. And I definitely haven't been my authentic self, which I feel like isn't fair, you know. So I want to kind of break down some barriers. For the last, 2 years, there's kind of been a part of me that I've shied away from, a part of me that I haven't really let show, part of me that I haven't talked about, a part of me that I've tucked away. I have dealt with anger management and depression for a very long time, probably ever since high school. And I kind of always managed it. You know, it was always something that was kind of periodic. But over the last 2 years, as ties in my business has gotten a lot busier, I have had a harder time managing symptoms. And I actually went to anger management for a little bit. You know, I kind of tried to do some own self-care, but the busier we got, the more it kind of drove me away from people. Ty got busier, I got busier, I started to isolate. Ever since about May of 2021, I definitely started to let something inside of me take over. I got really, really good with wearing masks. And by masks, I mean I could walk into a room, put on this face of like, everything's okay. Nobody would know that anything was going on. But inside, I would be fighting with myself. I would be battling. Like, nobody would know. And it got worse and worse and worse, to the point that I started pushing my husband away, started pushing close friends away. It got to the point that people who really didn't know me started thinking that I wasn't a happy person. And it got me really, really concerned. I thought about therapy, but I was like, nah, I don't need it. You know, I can definitely self-help. I got books, I got workbooks. I tried meditating, I tried all this stuff, and nothing was seeming to work. I was angrier and angrier, and I was finding myself more and more depressed, to the point that I really drove my husband to a point that he didn't know if he even wanted to be with me anymore. It was a really dark time. And I got myself to a point where I felt so isolated, I didn't know if I wanted to be here. So all this buildup, all this depression, all this anger, on November 2nd, 2021, I made an attempt on my life. And I scared myself. I scared my husband. I am very, very fortunate that my husband found me when he did. And I'm still here today. But one thing that he did right away was he found a program to help me. And I am now in an intensive outpatient program. I have been ever since the beginning of November. It's called Modern Recovery. I'm in three group sessions a week, and I have a therapist. The first few weeks of therapy were really, really hard. I was still having episodes. I was still angry. I was still lashing out. It was a lot of ups and downs. I forgot how to communicate. I'd forgotten how to be myself. I didn't know who was looking back at me in the mirror. It got to a point that I didn't recognize myself. And going into this therapy forced me to do a lot of self-searching, a lot of introspection of why I am the way that I am, and kind of, where I went wrong in the sense of being vulnerable, openly communicating, just being myself. There were these internal dialogues of feeling worthless there that I didn't want to face. There were these internal dialogues that I wasn't good enough. There were these internal dialogues that nobody is going to like you if you show your true colors. And that's not true. And so being put in this therapy program, I got put with these amazing individuals from all different walks of life, who all come from different backgrounds, who are successful, who on paper, you would be like, why do you think that why would you be depressed? Why would you think that your life isn't anything but great? But one thing, and so there's people recovering from addiction, there's people recovering from mental health. And the one commonality of every single person in there was that we thought we were alone. We thought that nobody was there for us. It's this terrible internal dialogue that every single person in there had. And it was so heartbreaking to see. But I have come out, it's just been such a great community. And these people have, again, been there for me and help me, show me that I can be loved and supported even with this internal dialogue. About 6 weeks into the program, I then went and saw a psychiatrist, and I was very quickly diagnosed with bipolar disorder type 2. And the first part of it was me breaking myself down again. Like, what's wrong with me? Why am I this way? I'm broken. And Ty has been amazing throughout this entire process, supporting me. And he helped me work through that. It's not that I'm broken. It's just this is my thing to work through. And also that this is normal. When you talk about normal, it's kind of like settings on a dryer. You kind of just pick what setting works for you, and that for you is normal. So this is my normal, and just working through what I need to work through to feel normal. So I got put on a mood stabilizer. It doesn't numb me to the world or anything like that. But the last probably 4 weeks have really, really turned around. I'm actually waking up not feeling depressed. I'm waking up feeling motivated. I'm waking up with a new lease on life. This introspection, these last 2 months have been very, very, very like a roller coaster, up and down. But I'm starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And it's a very long tunnel. I'm nowhere near healed or anything. Not healed, but I'm nowhere near done with my journey. But I'm definitely starting to see, again, how being vulnerable, because I indulged in a few people. There were a few people that at the very beginning, my husband and a few friends, I told. And the love and support that I've gotten from this has been overwhelming. And so that's why my word this year is vulnerability, in the sense that the more vulnerable I've been with people, and the more authentic and the more I've actually shown myself, the deeper the connection I felt with people, and a deeper meaning with people. And I've been, again, just appreciating life so much more. Now, don't get me wrong. There's still some days that I wake up and I'm just kind of like, I don't feel like it. There's some days where I feel this heavy weight on my chest. And, there's some days where Thai breathing pisses me off. So it's one of those things that this is a work in progress. But at the same time, it also got Thai to look at himself and say, okay, I need to learn how to recommunicate with you too. So he started seeing someone, and we've been working very, very hard together. And I've been very blessed to have a husband who is willing to work as hard as he is with me, alongside me for this. We've had to relearn to communicate. We've had to relearn how to, again, just live certain aspects of our life. And I guess the reason, now you're probably thinking okay, why is she sharing this shit? The reason why I'm sharing this is because, again, along with vulnerability and authenticity and transparency, I want to normalize the conversation. I want to normalize mental health. There's still a lot of stigmatism. There's still a lot of taboo that comes with mental health. And guarantee there's going to be numerous people who watch this who, again, think, oh, bipolar, and they think of what they see in the movies of she's going to have manic episodes and do this and do that. And, there's a difference. do your research. What's bipolar 1? What's bipolar 2? What is, multiple personality disorder? I want to bring some education. I want to normalize the conversation that you can still have a healthy, normal life. And it's normal to go through this shit. It is normal to not be okay. And it's normal to show that you're not okay. The more that I have shown, hey, I'm not in a good headspace today, the more people want to be there for me, the more people are willing to be vulnerable back to me, the more people have shown love for me. I have created such deeper connections with my husband and deeper connections with my friends because they've also opened up to me. They've normalized their conversations. We have now a community, a true sense of community with one another. And so I kind of want to just start this vlog in a sense of, I want to do weekly check-ins, and I want to check in, with people who might be struggling. I want to, again, just normalize the conversation. It is okay to not be okay. Whatever we see on social media is a facade. I mean, I played into that. I was in my deepest, darkest times posting, hey, look at me, I'm smiling in all these places. So if I have a rough day, I'm going to post I have a rough day. If I'm happy, I'm going to post I'm happy. If I'm angry, I want to post that I'm angry. And if I can just touch or help or, influence one or two other people, it'll mean the world to me because this program has saved my life. 2 months ago, I didn't even think I was going to see 2022. So that's my story. Welcome to my life. I hope you'll join me on this journey. And please feel free to reach out. I'm always here to talk. So, love you.